Natural laws like gravity don't always apply in dreams, so discovering you have the ability to fly may not seem out of the ordinary until you wake up. Once you realize that it was all a dream, you might be left with a feeling of disappointment. But having the ability to fly in a dream often refers to an ability you do have in real life to move in the spiritual realm. Like water, air usually represents things of the spirit in a dream. It was the ruach in Hebrew, or pneuma in Greek. That was the breath, the wind of God that was blown into Adam's nostrils to give his body life. Similarly, the Holy Spirit came into the room at Pentecost like a mighty rushing wind. The ability to move in the air can indicate the ability to move in the Spirit, operating in spiritual gifts. Flying, moving in the Spirit, can cover a lot of different areas in spiritual gifting. For example, what can you do while flying that you can't do just by walking on the ground? You can move over objects, overcome obstacles supernaturally without having to go around them. You can also see, have vision from a higher, godly perspective. Dreamers who are frequent flyers will typically have some of the following spiritual gifts: the gift of prophecy or revelation, the supernatural enablement of the Holy Spirit to receive information from God that would be otherwise unknowable, the gift of discerning of spirits, the supernatural enablement of the Holy Spirit that allows a person to determine whether a spiritual manifestation, a supernatural event, is emanating from God, from the devil, or from humans. Any other gift or combination of gifts of the Holy Spirit may also be connected. It's important to consider how skilled you were at flying in the dream. The quality and skill in maneuvering will usually reference how mature you are in your spiritual gifts. Were you floating like a balloon? That likely means you've been given the supernatural ability to move in the Spirit, but you haven't developed the maturity, the training, or discipline to focus it yet. Were you soaring high like an eagle, or hovering just off the ground? This could reference your gift's maturity as well, but it also might mean your area of authority or the platform, the intersection of favor and opportunity you currently have, is higher or lower, more local or national, international. Every person who knows Jesus Christ has the ability to fly, to move in the Spirit. You don't need a flying dream to prove your spiritual abilities. If you've never had a dream about flying, that doesn't mean that God isn't using you in a spiritual sense. Similarly, dreaming about flying doesn't mean you've reached the height of your gifts and no longer need to grow. Ask God to show you how He's uniquely gifted you to soar in the Spirit, and what flying lessons you're receiving in this season of your life. If your dream indicates you have some work to do, study your gift. Remember, Hebrews 5:14 says, "Solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil."